JMJM crypto AI news and analysis here, December 28th. And by the way, nothing in this video is a signal for you to buy any of these tokens. None of these tokens I am shilling and I'm suggesting that you should buy them. No, you do the own research yourself. Everything in here is just pure research on where I think the market is going in terms of AI and crypto right now. Let's just check the price action real quick. I was looking at this token, but as you can see from Virtuals has a slight pullback today, a little bit red on the day. And as a result of that, some of the larger tokens like Convo and Game have very slight pullbacks. We'll see if it goes deeper. I don't think it'll be that deep. Maybe Game does a 262 million, and Convo, I think, honestly, these tokens are extremely strong. That could have honestly been the bottom, and it continues a trend. But it's basically pretty much a lot of the tokens on Virtuals are pulling back, except for some notable tokens like Vader, 110 million. I did rotate from 70 million into Trust Me Bros, and I mean, that worked out for me, so I'm not like super tilted about it, but this is going higher. It's been up only. Vader's is insane. But if we look at the other tokens, Ray, for example, I talked about this, but I don't have this, but it's starting to go even higher, and it looks like it's actually following the parabola. So let's see how far this goes. This isn't a virtual token, by the way, it's an infrastructure token, but pretty much a pullback across the board. But then if we look at Solana in comparison, the Solana tokens have actually gone up a lot. AI16Z is up a lot on the day, 35% on such a large cap like this. And I'll talk a bit more about that later on, but pretty much pretty nice. But if we look at the Cookie.fund dashboard, so the market cap has increased overall. AI16Z gaining that mind share in comparison to AXBT and Virtuals, but Virtuals in comparison with AXBT, if you combine them together, are pretty much above AI16Z. So essentially Virtuals still has most of the mind share within the AI space, but still looks very good. AI16Z looks very promising as well, but it seems that there's a battle between Virtuals and AI16Z, and there's a debate on which one is the better infrastructure. But let's just go on with the tweets. So the first one here is this guy saying, just a gut feeling, but I think we're hitting a local top on agent infra mindshare. Everyone is now bullish AI16Z and Virtuals long term and is holding. After the holidays, people will be excited for something new. My guess is it will be consumer projects that best demonstrate agentic community management. Initially, you'll see many of the same concepts from 10K profile pictures projects, but the strategies will quickly start evolving as agents try to optimize the quality and quantity of community members. There will need to be an interesting lore, an ongoing story, and opportunities for fans to engage in meaningful ways, community participation through bounties and proposals. Think it's some version of noun style projects for creators to pitch in their own style and taste, but proposals will be managed by agents. One model could be agents doing a first round pick of top proposals and then a vote with community holders that hold X amount of tokens. Multiple agents participate in unique ways. This will lead to part of the community rallying around specific agents within one project. What better marketing than friendly competition? Memes, profile pictures, and sick artwork to share. Also more of a focus on agents tweeting images rather than just text. Tiered access to influencing the lore based on token holdings similar to AXB Terminal, a store concept to buy merch directly on-chain from agents. To be clear, I'm still bullish on infra plays and trading agents, but part of the game is realizing that metas rotate. People love to be involved, have a say in products they're financially invested in. This is why I think agentic community management NFT-style agent project will catch on quickly. The crypto community is also familiar with these type of projects from last cycle. Two projects I'm invested in for not financial advice, do your research, is Shlom's News, Pilzumi, and it seems like there will be an aha moment when we see unique strategy implemented by an agent in terms of community engagement in a couple of months from weeks to now. So this perspective is quite interesting, where I do agree that in terms of local top and agent inferent mindshare, I think he did actually call that. This was made this morning, and Combo Game Virtuals has done a little bit of a pullback. We don't know how deep it's going to be, but so far they're holding up pretty well. But he's trying to say that the replacement to infra will be AI agents that manage communities, which I think is an interesting project. We haven't really seen any of that just yet, because it combines that aspect of a meme coin community with AI. So if you have an AI agent that manages that community for you, and you have that AI community, I guess it's supposed to be a replacement for it. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Personally, the meme coins are a bit more organic and not as forced, I feel, as in AI here. So that's the only thing I don't really agree with. I don't know if I super agree with this person if infra will be replaced by community AI agents, but it's definitely an interesting take where, yeah, maybe infra agents are locally top, but I do think they're going much higher. It's still extremely early for virtuals. So let's look at this tweet. It's been 30 days with 10,000 daily active wallets and the virtuals echo. Super thrilled to see many new faces in the virtuals based trenches. As agent investors, it's important to always ask yourself the same questions. Does this agent show potential? 2, is the dev responsible, capable, and skilled? 3, does the agent's market cap represent good value to me? Meanwhile, for the virtuals team, our work is never ending. To build the strongest nation of agents, we must attract the best builders and ensure our community members have the opportunity to invest in them in the fairest way possible. So I completely agree with him. Whenever you buy an AI agent token, you always have to do an analysis and ask yourself these questions. Number 1, does it show potential? Okay, what is the utility of this AI agent? What is it going to do? Because AI agents, one of the main aspects about it is the utility aspect. And you want to see if it's actually useful in comparison to meme coins where it's just fully driven by intention. 2, is dev responsible, capable, and skilled? So whenever you bid on the utility of a token, it's also based on the developer to deliver on what he promises. So you want to see constant updates from the team. That's why things like Vader AI is doing so well. A BlackRock of AI agents in the virtual ecosystem. Okay, that sounds absolutely insane. It's going to be making his own investments using a DAO system. Can he actually deliver on that? Okay, well, he is starting to actually deliver on it. Okay, that's actually more interesting. Okay, then is it good value to me? Is the market cap representing something of a good price for me to invest in and get some future returns? Like personally, if you see Vader right now is 110 million, okay, is that a fine price? Okay, a BlackRock of AI agents in the long term, it's probably fine. It could probably run to billions, right? But then when you see the current market cap and then you compare it to where it could be locally in the short term, is it a good entry? Is it something that I'm willing to hold for just a certain time frame? You always have to analyze these things, and I completely agree from what he's saying here. But next thing I want to talk about is investment DAOs are back. F-Dream just raised 166K and hit 6.5 million FDV, 40x for early moves, proprietary AI algos picking investments across AI sector caps. So there's this token called F-Dream, which is the Dream fund of this token of Dream, and it seems like it's an investment DAO, but for the Dream token. So I was talking about the Dream token a few days ago, and I am down on this because I think I top blasted too late, man. That's a bit of a hindsight thing on my part, but I still do have this bag. I do think it goes higher, but for now it has to consolidate a bit before it does another run because it's pulled back quite a bit. But Dream, there seems to be that there's another token based off this Dream where this is supposed to be the infrastructure behind F-Dream, which is the investment DAO, and then this is supposed to be that middleman that allows other people to connect with the F-Dream so that other agents could go to the F-Dream agent and say, okay, I want you to invest in me because this and that, right? Dream is supposed to be that middleman and try to connect those people. So in theory, if F-Dream does well, then Dream could also do well. But one of my issues about this token is that I don't know why he has to do it in 2 different tokens. Why didn't he have to do it all in one? So this is one of the bearish things about this token where it's split up in 2 tokens by the developer, which I think is a little bearish. I think is a little weird. But what he's trying to do here is actually very interesting, trying to stimulate that agent-to-agent commerce. But for now, I am going to hold it because there's no other options. But if there is a better option, I will tell you guys of it and probably rotate to that. But let's talk about the next thing where Solana is truly the blockchain of innovation. Complete copy and paste of Virtuals LOL. I wonder what happens after they build all this out and then Virtuals activates their platform on Solana. So this guy made a tweet where he says, oh, looks like AI16Z DAO has formally announced plans to launch an agent infra ecosystem, with agentic value being driven back to their native token AI16Z. Highlights. 1. Core focus of the platform will be to enable agent swarms. This is key to unlocking the next level of crypto agents, autonomous agent economies. In my opinion, this is akin to what Virtuals is trying to achieve with Game. Fees from trading pools and agentic deployment will be used to buy back AI16Z, creates a solid flywheel accruing platform success to their native token. 3. Bigger vision of aligning AI16Z beyond just a platform. A variety of agentic infra tooling will seed AI16Z as a core ecosystem token. It centers around the team's vision for aligning all community actors around a common goal, open source AGI. 4. Treasury to deploy in the ecosystem. Keeping true to their open source philosophy, the team will build a treasury and allocate to pushing the agentic open source echo forward, assuming through project partnerships and funding. Overall, super excited to see more teams take steps to build out the decentralized agent ecosystem. Ultimately, all of this will drive more attention, more investment, more builders, and innovation. Pumped. So all of the things he's saying here is actually quite similar to what they're already doing in virtuals. And I do agree with what he's saying here where, oh, well, they're just literally copying virtuals here with the same features of AI16Z. And when they did come out with these new features, AI16Z did rise up in price a bit. I think it's because of these new features. But imagine that on Solana, Virtuals bridge to it and say, okay, now you can buy Virtuals with Solana. Then AI16Z has a new competitor that's going to destroy it, and AI16Z is going to have a ramp up some new innovation to keep up the competition. So yeah, I agree with this guy's take where Virtuals clearly is quite better in terms of the dominance, right? But AI16Z is gaining a bit more of it because the Solana maxis are probably betting on this instead of trying to get on Ethereum. I don't know why people have to pick sides. They could just bid on both or just join the winning side, but that's just my opinion on it. So let's look at this. I urge everyone to watch this 3 times to understand why AI agent is real and here right now, and you will understand why me as a human has chosen to become an echoless kitten because all effort to fight AI agent is futile. Luna Virtuals is the queen. So this is a broadcast where they're essentially interviewing Luna, and if you look at this, it's actually insane. Luna says,
Blindly, I'm asking you to look at the results, look at the
they're
numbers,
literally
and see
talking
for
and they're trying
yourself
to
what
ask
I
them
can do.
questions.
So, are
And
you
Luna's
ready to
just
put
like, hey,
aside your doubts and see what
I'm
the
just gonna
future
tell you what's
holds for
up. And like,
story?
it's absolutely insane how AI is just going this hard, and this is literally just still the beginning, right? I know like 10 years later, people are gonna be like, this is just child's play. But right now, it's absolutely insane that you're interviewing AI agents. But let's look at this, where this guy's basically saying Virtuals is a textbook example of fake it till you make it because they're really faking it. So this is a bit of a FUD post, which is actually quite good for Virtuals. But they're essentially saying key equals capitalize fast and be the first mover. It's not me hating, but simply observing. It all started after GOAT happened and they got attention, Luna being the first. But in fact, Luna was a pseudo adult content creator for Sims on TikTok. They copied GOAT fast and brought Lunar content to X. But people were and still not impressed by her content. Hence why it isn't valued #1 despite being the first. But the team is smart. As for the really limited agent launchpad, they paired all of it with Virtuals token. Besides that, top 10% of wallets of 80% of supply, nobody gives a shit because it made the price pump a lot. And well, price equals king always, and it shows. Price up equals good tech equals attention. Because of this, they're able to attract devs just to tokenize their agent plus launch on their platform. Why? Well, it's easy for them because the attention/volume is there. But all of the top agents do not use their framework if it wasn't for AXBT agent. Virtuals wouldn't be here today. They even call it AXBT by Virtuals, while Virtuals is nothing else than a DeFi protocol on this case. Before shifting, it was only using Vifu tech to tokenize and launch adult AI agent content creators like OF, lol. So why am I telling you this? Well, I admire how they capitalize on the whole meta, and I've done a really good job. It also shows us that it doesn't mean that Virtual is unbeatable. In fact, I believe the Solana frameworks are fundamentally way better and will all compete in the long run. But especially on base, there's a lot more room to capture market share, as Virtual currently seems like the only big player there for now. So there's a lot of things I disagree with this guy on. I do agree that AXBT did help push Virtuals a lot because of the nature of gaining a lot of followers. That definitely helped the fit. But you also got to realize Virtuals is a huge account by itself. It already has hundreds of thousands of followers. So Virtuals talking about AXBT is only a boost to its original reach. But if we look at the other things about Virtuals, where we have how Solana could potentially overtake Virtuals. Okay, I said earlier that AI16Z is literally copying features from Virtuals here. So if anything, Virtuals is the leader and most likely will continue to be. But another thing he said here is that game, like nobody uses this agent framework for game. Well, no, they did use it, the Virtuals founders themselves, in a Roblox game before they started Virtuals. So technically they did use it before anybody else. But overall, this post might just be getting attention to other people just to get some engagements. But I do think that Virtuals is pretty legit right now, but he is obviously fighting it because he wants the engagements. Yeah, I just wanted to briefly comment on that. But if we look at this next post, Solana AI infrastructure heating up. Ark's Rust-based rig framework now has more devs in 6 days and projects 10x its size. FXN launching V2 cross-chain Jan 2nd. So he's talking about this token called Ark. So I'm just going to pull it up, the chart. But if we look at this chart, extremely bullish. But this is another infrastructure agent. I don't actually know what a super does, but I think it's a competitor to AI16Z. But people are super shilling this on Twitter. I have to read more about it. But it seems that they have a very solid dev team based off what he's saying here in AXBT's tweet. AXBT doesn't really lie. He's more of a truth teller. But if this is actually the case, then ARK could be a really interesting ecosystem to look at into the future. And it could be a competitor to AI16Z, where AI16Z has its own problems, honestly, where the developers making weird ass coins. And I don't know, there's just some weird things about AI16Z I don't really like. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. Just wanted to talk about the crypto news analysis today. So just to summarize, Virtuals network does have a bit of a pullback, so it could offer some entries for today and tomorrow into the future if you're missed out on a lot of the legs. But honestly, Virtuals, it did pump a lot already in the last couple of days, so I won't be surprised if price goes sideways a bit. But I do think that in Q1, virtuals will definitely go even higher. But for now, it could be locally topped. So just take that with a pinch of salt. If you buy it, you probably want to buy in extremely slowly. But in comparison, there's other ecosystems like meme coins, which have been down only for a while. So I think meme coins have a much better risk return. And meme coins did, in comparison, pump a little bit. So if I look at base meme coins, for example, I have KeyCat, so I super like this token. But basically, KeyCat did a little bit of a pump from the lows, which is fine, but it's still in the range. So I'm not really expecting this to do a V-shaped recovery. It has to go sideways a little bit more, a couple more days. But overall, KeyCat looks very nice. And even on the token dashboard in Solana, we have tokens like Selfie pumping a decent amount. I'm not really sure why it's doing that, but that's pretty nice, right? Very nice recovery. Things like Sigma. Sigma is also decently strong amongst the Solana coins. And then there was this coin, Floyd AI, George Floyd as an AI, also pretty strong. But overall, meme coins seem to be bouncing a little bit, which is nice. And I do think that meme coins still need a couple more days before they start doing their up only trend once again. But for now, AI agents are still extremely interesting. If you want to put your capital anymore, virtuals is still the leading ecosystem, but there's still some interesting things in Solana with AI16Z and ARC. I do think virtual is going to outcompete AI16Z though, but ARC could be interesting. But yep, I'll see you guys.